Hi everyone, it's Deanna Fenton and I'm here with this week's Simple Steps to Online Success live broadcast. It's a little different time. I normally do 12 noon Pacific, but there was a number of appointments and things that I couldn't move around today. Plus, I always think it's a good idea to kind of switch up the time and find out what time seems to work best for people to catch me live. So whether you're watching live or you're on the replay, if the information that I'm about to share, which is focused on Kajabi, is of interest to other people that you know, I would love it if you would share this broadcast. And speaking of sharing the broadcast, I am going to check really quickly over here on my conveniently located laptop to make sure that I'm actually broadcasting live. Yep. And I'm going to go ahead really quickly and share this into my Taming Technology group, which I'll talk about a little bit in a moment. Let's see. Let's get that into the group so they also can watch. And there we go. So that's always one of the things too. There actually, I should probably do a broadcast about this soon. There are some tools that can help you, quote, syndicate your live broadcasts as well. I was using one. I went ahead and discontinued it, but that kind of means I have to stop real quick and go ahead and share that. So love it. If you have questions, you want to make a comment, please do, whether you're watching live or you're watching on the replay, because I'll make sure that I check and answer any of your questions. So let me start by just talking really quickly about Kajabi. Now, I have been a WordPress developer and worked in WordPress since about 2008. Gosh, that's 10 years. That is just so incredible to think. And I've used it. I've worked with WordPress. I've developed client sites. I know it pretty well. I know it, and I know the benefits, and I also know some of the not so good things about it. And using it as a tool, it kind of depends on what your goals are. Honestly, your personality, whether or not you have help, whether you hire help, or maybe someone in your family or a friend can help you with it. Because sometimes there are some complications. I'm going to do a more in-depth comparison and kind of analysis of whether WordPress is best for you if you are a course creator, membership site owner, or whether some of these other tools, like the one I'm going to talk about today, is more appropriate. When I go through today my little demo to show you and fulfilling the promise of the fastest, easiest way to get a website up and start selling a product, you can make a determination. And I always know that cost is a consideration. But a lot of times, if you really break down both your out-of-pocket costs, your time, if you are somebody who has to do it themselves, or the cost to have somebody maintain it for you, a lot of things we're not taking into account. And the other thing, quite honestly, is your peace of mind and whether or not dealing with technology stresses you out to the point that it's very frustrating to you. I just noticed maybe I'm not looking at the camera, I'm looking up. I apologize. So that's what I want to kind of talk about today. Today, again, I'm going to fulfill the promise of what's the fastest way to get online and start selling. And that's the other thing. It's one of those trade-offs. And those of you who may have been in the tribe group with me know that there is a mantra that Stu McLaren always says, which is people pay for convenience. So if you are one of those people that has less time and perhaps more money to save you time, then I think Kajabi could be a good solution for you. Now, what I'm going to do, I'm just checking. I noticed that BeLive may have a little problem with showing the comments. So please, again, if you're watching live and you want to make a comment or ask a question while I'm on, I will keep my eye on both the laptop and the my BeLive console here to make sure I can answer your question live. What I'm going to talk about, as I said, is to discuss a little bit more about Kajabi. And I am going to also, as I said, do another broadcast where I'm going to do a little bit more detailed comparison of the two and in which situations one is better than the other. This one, I really look at it, and I'll summarize it as we go along. I really like this for people who are not tech savvy, who want to get up and running as quickly as possible. And they're not going to be the kind of people that are going to want to be tinkering in the back end of their website. That's kind of the bottom line. WordPress, regardless of whether you hire somebody or you're responsible for it, it requires maintenance. It requires that somebody go in there and check things and make sure that all those beneficial little plugins actually play nicely together. So if you're not inclined to want to do that kind of stuff, if you are pretty much hands off, then Kajabi probably is a really good choice for you. I've talked about some of the benefits of Kajabi. I've shown you some of the back end things. Today, what I'm going to show you is something that they came out with fairly recently, certainly within maybe the last 6 months or so. And again, the goal is to get somebody up and running quickly and seamlessly. I am going to start showing my screen, and I am going to get rid of it says, let's hide Deanna Fenton's screen. And what I'm going to show you is this that they released called the Business Starter Kits. And what they've done is they've taken some of the most popular topics in the online space, and they have pre-built templates and additional pages for a website for people in that particular niche, right? So the example here, of course, there's yoga, productivity, which truthfully, that's a pretty broad category. You could probably use that for almost anything. Coaching, beauty, social media, nutrition, photography, coding, and music. And the goal is, and you can see, of course, they're hitting all of our hot buttons here. What's the benefit of a, quote, knowledge commerce business? Not trading time for money, having the freedom and control, little capital needed to get started, and really working on something that you love. So they go into a little detail where they talk about what some of the business models could be, whether it's coaching or digital products and courses. And those are the things that, honestly, I think if you're interested in particularly digital products and courses, that's why I think Kajabi is a really good choice for a lot of people. If you are simply selling products or even services, and when I say products, physical products, Kajabi is probably not the best tool for that. I think people can. Let's get rid of that pop-up. I think people can do that, but I'm not sure that is the best use of this. I am now in the back end, and this is one of my demo sites. This is not a live site right now, just so we can kind of play with it, and I can show you. And the good thing to know is when you log in, you get an immediate snapshot of how many opt-ins you've had on this site in the last 30 days, your sales, any comments, and the number of members that have been added in the last 30 days. And they do a really great job about having lots of help, a lot of guides. They kind of, it's interesting, they don't necessarily have gamification yet. In Kajabi, gamification, if you're not familiar, means giving little incentives or motivations to people. I'm going to, put me in there a little bit. Gamification just means little rewards, little incentives for people reaching certain milestones in whatever course or membership that you've got. So they have that for the site owner, which is kind of cool. I mean, if they're rewarding you, if you make your first post, if you set up your first offer, and all those kinds of things. The other thing that I really like, and this has been a constant improvement, is they have something called the Kajabi Assistant right here at the top. And if you are stuck on something and you need some assistance, well, you go to the little Kajabi Assistant, and they've got it broken out by the 4 key areas. I'll talk about the 4 key areas here in a second. And they've got specifics on certain topics, or you can simply ask a direct question. If you can type correctly. And it didn't really actually catch Business Starter Kit, so that wasn't a good example. Let's adding product to an offer. So then what comes up is it gives you all the answers to that question. Learning what are offers, how offers work in Kajabi, how do I grant an offer to someone who submits a form. So it breaks all that down. So that's one way to get help. The other way, which without a doubt is my favorite, is you can access their knowledge base, or you can chat with someone live. I've had really good luck with the live chat. I know some people may have said that they've had a little trouble, and it might have been more of communication terminology usage that I suspect could be the problem, because I've really had good luck with them. So I am not going to go into all the detail of Kajabi, because the goal of this broadcast is to show you how to get up and running quick and easy. But the very quick overview is it is broken into these 4 sections: everything related to your website, everything related to products, everything related to marketing, and your people, the members of your course, the members of your membership site, or customers. And let me very quickly, when I talk about website, it doesn't necessarily mean you have to use Kajabi as your main website, because, for example, I don't. My main website with all the information about my products, my services, and me and what I can do for people, that is located on a WordPress website. The reason is I've had that website for many, many, many years. The idea of transferring all that content over wasn't really appealing to me. Plus, I have established SEO, which is not to say if you start a new website, you're going to have a problem with SEO with Kajabi. It's just I had existing SEO that I wanted to maintain that kind of linking and ranking. So, whoops, sorry, my stand-up desk is moving on me. So my choice was to leave my main website where it is, my website and blog. And I use Kajabi simply as I have 2 things personally that I use it for. One is I call it my store, and I do sell services. We do WordPress maintenance. I do consulting projects. So it's easiest for me is I channel all of that purchasing through my Kajabi site under store. Then for all my digital products and offerings, such as courses and my upcoming membership site, which I hope you'd be interested in hearing about, that is under programs. So it's basically a subdomain. It's just a little domain that says programs.deannafenton.com. That is my Kajabi site. Now, back to you and getting started. In this case, what they've done with these business starter kits is they've actually put it under marketing, which a little confusing, but stay with me, it'll work. It'll be clear in here in a second. And they put it under a really valuable function they have now called pipelines. In simple terms, a pipeline is a pre-built funnel. You know that funnels are the way that you guide your prospects through getting to know you, understanding what you offer, giving them free gifts, lead magnets, and the like, and leading them through ultimately them becoming a customer. Kajabi did a great job in creating pre-built funnels that they call pipelines that does all the heavy lifting for you. It creates all the pages that you need, and then you simply go in and you add your own content. You can add additional steps to the funnel if it doesn't quite fit everything that you want. And for some reason, they put the business starter kits under here, but you're going to see why in a second. So we're going to create a pipeline. And I'm going to scroll down here really quick to show you some of the other pipelines. You can do it for a free report. This works for any kind of lead magnet that you're going to create. And that builds out the whole funnel and the process and all the Kajabi components that you need to edit to put that together. Promotional offer, a sales page, a webinar. And I was looking at this recently because they did a really great video a week or so ago talking about doing live webinars using Kajabi and YouTube Live. And this is fabulous because it even creates the emails for you. The emails that you send out to people to after they register to remind them of the webinar. Product launch, which is, pardon me, based on the Jeff Walker product launch formula, where you have a 4-video launch process. Again, creates all the video pages for you, creates the emails for you, a virtual summit, a live event, or you can build one from scratch. Now, the business starter kits were put under here, and I thought it was kind of an interesting way to put it, but what it's going to do is when I choose one, it's going to, excuse me, I need some water. It's going to go ahead and populate and build one out for us. Sorry, there we go. So I'm going to pick nutrition just because I have a personal interest in that. So there is a little 54-second video where they talk about this particular business starter page. And it tells us right here what it's going to create. It's going to create a home page for us. It's going to create a sales page. And it's going to create an offer checkout page. So we'll go ahead and create the pipeline. And I know this will take a few moments. Oh, okay. So this is interesting to note because, again, this is just a test site. It needs to have information here. And the primary reason is for anti-spam laws. You have to have a physical address and the like. So if you don't mind, I am going to switch over here so I can do that really quickly because truthfully, I don't want to put my address out here publicly for everybody to see. So talk amongst yourselves. If you have any questions, I'm watching out of the corner of my eye. Logo. Actually, I would just as soon not put a logo right now, but too late. I already went in here. Okay. So ideally, of course, in a perfect world, and one of the things I am working on right now is the step-by-step for you to actually have everything already set up before you go here. Okay. And then it's asking for, same thing like I said, it needs this information for its email marketing automation. So it's asking me for, what will be the from address, email address. Okay. All right. So let's go back here. All right. That's fun. I'm just clicking all around here. Okay. So added all the information. So it wants to know what is the name of this pipeline. So this is going to be the Fit Foodie Boomer. And it wants to know what offer you want to sell. Now this is embarrassing because I screwed this up again. You have to have an offer set up first. You ever just have one of those days? All right. We're going to go back and you're going to get to see how to create an offer. So we create a product initially. See this? So I have products in here, but what we don't have, and you can see they give you lots of updates here, is I have not created an offer. And so it says right here, this product is not included in any offer. So I'm going to create an offer. And this is the wellness challenge. And this is 21 day. And I'm going to say that's $9.99. So that's really interesting that I want to point out to you is what they do is you can have a product. The product can be a 21-day challenge, which is free, or it could be a 21-day challenge that's a cost. You can have a membership where it's a monthly or let's say an annual price. What you do is you have one product, let's say membership. You have the membership is a product. Now, how you sell that membership is the offer. And that could be, it's $10 a month, billed monthly, or it could be $100 a year, billed annually. And you can have two separate offers for one product that gives people an option on how they want to purchase it. Okay, so we're back in here in offers. It says an offer can have one or more products attached to it. That's another important component. Let's say, for example, I created a mini course and I wanted to offer that mini course as a bonus to all of my membership site customers. What I could do is change the offer for the membership to add the mini course product to it, and then they get access to it. Okay, so you can add membership. See, I have to tell you honestly, I was a founding member of Kajabi, and the benefits and the enhancements that they've done over the last several years, especially I would say the last year, is really, really incredible and very impressive on what they've done. Because they're reminding us all the way, and again, this was just a demo site. It's reminding you every step of the way of additional things that you probably should do so you don't forget. So we're going to say we could send them a confirmation email. We can begin access at a specific date, or we can restrict access. So maybe the 21-day challenge, they're only going to get it for 21 days. Probably not. But that's an option for you as well. Sorry, I'm going to click save. Pardon me. Let's go back and see if I've solved all my problems. Nutrition. Create the pipeline. There's our offer. And it's building out our pipeline. I'm going to get myself, remove myself. So you can see this as it goes. And there you go. So what it's created for you, for us, is our very first sales page pipeline. And it's going to give us a guide to how that pipeline works. It says this will show you how many users have entered your pipeline. So at the point that we have people signing up or clicking on to get the information and then to sign up, it's going to tell us how many people have entered. Okay, I closed that. I thought it was going to give us a little more guideline. So here is our home page. And the home page that it created, and you can see right here, it's built out the layout for you. This is completely customizable. Your online niche resource, a suite of courses to help your niche students of all levels practice. So this is just dummy text that we can go in and customize. We can customize this image and change that image out. You can add your logo up here. And you can see it automatically creates these for links. It didn't create all these pages automatically, I don't believe. So those we'd have to add, or you can remove them if they're not relevant. It gives, again, more dummy text to give you some prompts on what you might want to add. Here you can have 1, 2, 3. You can change out these images, and you change out and add your 3 benefits. Join our course now. More information. So you can see all of this you can change. Here's your testimonials. But it laid it all out for you, and it's just kind of a step-by-step. Now I'm going to go back to the admin. That was our home page. Yep, now it wants to give me the tour again. Okay, I don't know why it keeps doing that. So here's our sales page. And we'll preview the sales page. So your sales page is the one that's really your landing page where you really want to focus on the benefits and what kind of transformation that individual is going to realize from working with you. You can add more content, but they've got just these content blocks to get you started. I'm going to show you how this all gets customized too as we go along. Is it going to pop up? Yes. Okay. That's a little annoying, isn't it? Now let's just say, then once they click on that buy button in here, they're going to be taken to a checkout page. Let's preview that. Of course, oh, you're seeing it because you're not configured with Stripe. Okay, this is really silly. I was just going to say, one of the main things you want to do when you start your Kajabi site is link your Kajabi site to either Stripe or PayPal or both to give people 2 options to be able to purchase. So your checkout page is going to, okay, hide these tips. There we go. The checkout page is where they're actually going to buy your offer. And then you cannot see it because this thing, let me hide this thing. There we go. It grants access. So anybody that goes through the checkout page grants them access to the 21-day wellness challenge right there. And you can change that as well. Let me show you now. We're going to customize that home page. All of the pipelines are built with one of the most popular themes that Kajabi has, which is called Premier. And while I wouldn't necessarily call it drag and drop, some parts of it kind of are drag and drop, but you can add additional sections and you can customize each of these sections. You can see as I hover over, you get this dotted line, and I just would need to click edit. Over here on the left-hand sidebar, actually this was the Fit Foodie Boomer, and you could change that. Instead of having text, you can have the logo image, and you can go in here and pick the image file of the logo that you want up here. You can customize the logo height. I'll tell you that sometimes when you pull the logo in, it's awfully small, but you can increase that height of this area and make the logo larger. You can opt to show this menu or not. I just click, uncheck that box, it disappears. Click it again and it changes. You can edit the link here. So for example, the main menu has store, my library, about us, and blog. If you had other things like start here, how to work with me, or work with me, you would add those links there and then add those pages. But let's go back. Yep. Let's get back here. And then there's you can change this background image. So if we go to the hero, we can change that text right there, edit that. Section appearance, here's the background image. So if I wanted to change that image, I can just pick the file. And this is important to note too, that there's different ways you can access images. You could keep them, you can access them or keep them on your computer, which is what I do, but I do it in a Dropbox folder on my computer. I'm going to do a in-depth Facebook Live and talk about how I set up all my assets for my Kajabi site in Dropbox, which you can replicate the exact same thing in Google Drive. You can pull an image from a link. You can get the image from Facebook, Instagram, web images is stock photography, which I don't necessarily recommend you use because sometimes you don't know what the usage licenses are. But just for the sake of demonstration, I'm going to just grab one. And so there's a kind of cool picture, and it's too big. I got a really good one, but let's try that one. Okay, it likes that one. So you can see it's converting the image and it's putting the blueberries there instead. And I could change this, join our course name, our 21-day challenge right here. You could also do a background video right here. You can see that. You can add a background video. Change the text color, and you can change the blocks within here. So if it's got a call to action right now, and if we wanted to edit that call to action, we would click here and see, then that you have here what that call to action does. Take it to the next pipeline step. All of that was automatically created for us when we created this pipeline. You can change the button color. Instead of pink, make it yellow so it kind of pops on that blue. You can also add a timer here. See, so you can add, if there's an event such as this is only available for X amount of time, you could put a timer on there. And I'm going to make sure I save this. As with anything online, save early and often. I'm going to go back. If we go down here, Now I'll go back one more. Let's say, for example, I wanted to put the benefits. Let's see. What is this guy called? So if you can edit each one of these, or if we wanted to move things up, like maybe I wanted to move my testimonials up, you just click and drag. And I just moved it up below the benefits instead of it being at the bottom. And we can take the features and move the features up above so it breaks up so you don't have those two huge images. So you can see how quickly and easily that you can just edit this. I'm going to go ahead and save it. And I'm going to go back. Now, remember then the next step in our pipeline is our sales page. And it works exactly the same way. We're going to click Customize. And this is our sales page. So the Get Started Today button, see the call to action is to go to the next pipeline step, which is our checkout page. Once again, we can add content. We can put in new blocks. Let's say if I wanted to add a section. So here's a countdown timer. I'm going to add a countdown timer. This offer expires in, and then I can choose the date and time. So I could choose 18. And what is today? Today is the 6th. June. And I'm going to say tomorrow at noon. And that is Pacific time, language, and then save that. I think what happens is the offer doesn't show unless you preview it. Anyway, but you set the timing. Oh, there you go. It says 2 hours and 19 minutes. Okay, I'm not sure how that, because it was 12 and I want it to be, let's say it's going to be 11:59. There we go. That's going to be better. 6:29. There we go. So see, if I'm saying it expires basically at midnight tonight, it's set up right there. Okay, so save early and often. And then let's go back to our pipeline. I click too far. We've got our sales page or pipeline pages. Sorry about that. There we go. And now we go to our offer checkout page. And here is where, once again, we would put a little more detail about what it is they're purchasing. We've included the product is our 21-day wellness challenge. We can create an upsell. So let's say, for example, they want to join the 21-day challenge. You give them an upsell that they could have a 30-minute consultation during the challenge to deal with, address any of their specific issues. I think this is really cool. And this happened to me just this week. I was purchasing something from somebody that has a Kajabi site, and I didn't finish the checkout. I got distracted. I left the window open on my computer, didn't go back to it, and it sent me an email reminder. I think it was like an hour later, and it said something to the effect of, "Oh, by the way, you didn't finish checking out." And it's a good reminder because we do get distracted, right? Here we got it. It's already published. We've got our price in there. We can add more images. You can say begin access at a specific date or restrict the access. And then after purchase, what do we want to do? We want to send the member a confirmation email. And here are all the additional options. We can add a tag to this member, and we can say 21 Day Wellness Challenge participant. And it's not created, but we're saying, yes, please create that tag. Oh, my guess is that was maybe too long. Challenge participant. Okay, so there is a new, and of course I have a typo there, but, and you could subscribe them to his email sequence. So again, maybe you've created your emails for your 21 days. So you want to set that sequence to go out on whatever date that the challenge starts. And so that email sequence is going to send out an email every single day. Again, that's one of the great benefits of Kajabi is you can do, let me go back here. Here we go. You can do your entire funnel from within Kajabi. It does integrate with a lot of other tools. So if you've already got an investment in a list in ConvertKit or Infusionsoft, or let me show you real quick. Let's go back. Let's go back and I'll show you all of those integrations real quickly. Payment integrations, third-party integrations. Okay, so you can see here, you can email or you can connect to Aweber, MailChimp, Drip, ConvertKit, ActiveCampaign. Here is really, really important to make sure you have your Google Analytics code on your site, your Facebook pixel on the site. You can actually use ClickFunnels. So for example, if for some reason you don't want to use the sales pages in Kajabi, you can include ClickFunnels. There's an integration. So the same thing, when somebody clicked a call to action on the home page, it could go to a ClickFunnels page, for example. And Zapier, if you haven't used it, I need to probably do a training on Zapier. You can connect, I believe the last number I saw was over 7,500 apps to each other using Zapier. And once you get the hang of it, Zapier is extremely easy to use, and frankly, it's a lot of fun. It's even a lot of fun to set up. I find it fun to set up. So I'm going to go back. Okay, we were in our pipelines. Our nutrition starter kit. I am going to go ahead and preview. Now, I hope I published it, because sometimes if you don't remember to publish it, it's not going to show up. So we're going to join our 21-day challenge. It took me to a sales page where it's going to give more detail on what we get for our 21-day challenge. I'm going to click Get Instant Access and Enroll Today. Okay, and once again, I screwed up because we don't have Stripe connected. The checkout page will appear when you have a payment processor selected and set up. So that's kind of the business starter kit. And, let's go back to our marketing section. And so you can take a look. Once again, we've got different niches here. So, it's going to set up, it's going to give you all of the layout and the framework that you can just add your own content. It's going to give you those starter pages to get you from your home page to a sales page to a checkout page. So I would love if anybody has any questions. I'm not seeing it. So let's talk about a couple things real fast. One is, if you enjoyed this broadcast, again, please, 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 please share it. Also, you can join me on my new Facebook group, which is Taming Technology with Deanna. I thought I had that open, but let's go over to Facebook so I can show you that. You can just do Taming Tech Overwhelm with Deanna Fenton, or just even Taming Tech Overwhelm. I'm going to be doing a weekly live in this group as well. Right now, yep, you can see I'm sharing in this group. So that means members of the group are going to get 2 trainings a week. This is also a great opportunity for you to connect with other like-minded people, share tips and tricks, the things that you found or challenges that you're having, and see if we can't help get you through it. All of this is also a preview of a membership site that is going to go live on Kajabi very soon. I'm going to be doing a beta group, so I am currently looking for people who would like to be part of the beta to help really define what's going to be most beneficial and assist you in growing your online business so the tech headaches can kind of go away. I know most of you say, I don't want to do it. I don't want to do it at all. I want to hire somebody. I completely understand. I will just point out one thing. My goal and my strong personal belief for you is you need to be the CEO of your business. It doesn't mean you have to know every minor detail, but you need to set the plan and strategy. And that means choosing the right tools for your business and not simply based upon what somebody else who's going to work for you is going to do. And I'll give you a perfect example. There was a woman, and she had really determined that Kajabi was a good fit for her, and that's really what she wanted. She went to hire a VA, and her VA says, oh no, you don't want to use Kajabi, you want to use WordPress. Well, that was probably because that VA didn't know how to use Kajabi. And even though I think WordPress is an excellent option for some people, in my opinion, in talking to this woman and her goals and her knowledge of technology and what she was trying to accomplish, Kajabi was probably a great fit for her. I want you to be empowered to make your decisions about what the best tool is for you and what's going to make it easier for you and what's going to make it easier for your team as you build that team out. So I just wanted to mention that. And then again, join me on that Facebook group. And hang on a second, there we go. If you're interested in new Kajabi, and actually, let me, excuse me, let me put this in the comments here. Pardon me. If you are interested in, sorry, I'm kind of choking up here, in learning more about New Kajabi, this is what I would ask you. I am an affiliate for New Kajabi, in full transparency, but there's a benefit for you in addition to a benefit for me if you're interested in trying it out. If you use my referral link, which is right there, deannafenton.com/new Kajabi, you try it out, you get a 28-day free trial. So in 28 days, you can have your website up, you can have a product, you can have an offer, and you can have a sales page and a checkout page and start selling your product. 28 days doesn't cost you anything. If you sign up after the 28 days, using my link, you get 15% off your monthly fee for life. And I do get a 15% commission on that. So we both win. And I will do another Facebook Live very soon where I talk about the cost comparison between a WordPress setup versus Kajabi, because I think people look at the pricing of Kajabi and immediately get sticker shock, but not understanding what the additional costs would be if you build something out yourself. You know, if you put all the pieces together, by the time you're done, between your WordPress hosting, your sales or landing page tool, your email service provider, your shopping cart checkout connection, and video hosting, I guarantee you it's more than what Kajabi is, especially with the 15% discount that you're going to get. It gets it down to about $89, $90 a month. And you'll be paying more than that with many, many, many of the tools that are recommended these days. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this. I would love to hear your feedback. Any questions at all that you've got, come join me at the Taming Tech Overwhelm Facebook group. Click to join, and I hope to see you in there real soon. And if you are ready to give a Kajabi test drive, please consider using my link. Get that 28-day free challenge and get in there yourself and see how easy it is. I also do want to give a plug to the official Kajabi Facebook group. 10,000 people in there, and they are the nicest, most helpful people you ever want to meet. So in addition to excellent support from Kajabi, you get excellent support from your peers as well. That's it. Thanks again for joining me. Next week, we'll probably be back at the normal 12 noon Pacific time. Until then, have any questions, just let me know, and I would love to hear from you. Have a fabulous weekend and take care.